Hello Capricorn, my name is Agatha and my email is dunyazade@gmail.com, and these are your predictions for November 2018. We're going to start with the astrology prediction. On the 7th of November 2018, there's a new moon at 15 degrees of Scorpio. In your case, Capricorn, this new moon is going to happen in your 11th house. So for you, it could be new friends entering your life, or a new group or association which is entering your life. And this group or association could be connected with your neighborhood, with the place where you live. Okay, let's say I'm going to give you an example. You decide to join a theater group, and it happens that this theater group is located in your neighborhood where you live, for instance. Or you meet a new friend, and this new friend is introduced to you either by a neighbor or by your sibling. Okay. Others, this could be like there's a new goal for you. You have a new goal, you have a new ambition, you're defining this new goal. And what is this new goal? It could be buying a new car. So you might decide, in 6 months I'm going to buy a new car. So you decide to start saving for you to buy a new car. Now, this could also be something happening in the life of one of your friends, and you are merely the witness of that something which is happening in the life of your friend. Maybe your friend is buying a new car. Maybe your friend moves to a different neighborhood. Maybe your friend is starting, a new course, a new training, something that he or she wants to learn, learning how to knit, or learning how to do accounting because he or she is doing a training connected with a place where he or she works. This could be also a new endeavor for you. I'm going to give you another example. You decide to learn a new language. It could be that as well, Capricorn. Then the full moon happens on the 23rd of November 2018, and it's going to happen on the 6th house at 0 degrees of Gemini. And this is going to be a difficult full moon because it's going to be squaring Mars at 4 degrees of Pisces on your 3rd house, and it's going to be opposed by Jupiter in Sagittarius on your 12th house. And this Jupiter is also squaring Mars in your 3rd house. So this is a T-square. So Jupiter, because Jupiter is involved, it could be something very positive or something very negative. Whatever it is, it's something big. So this could be, for some of you who've been looking for a new job, finally, around the 23rd of November, you have this new job, which is fantastic. Great, fantastic. But there's some sort of miscommunication connected with this new job, okay? Things are not communicated properly to you. Others, it could be suddenly you lose your job. I really hope that's not the case. And again, there's some sort of obfuscation, or there's messages. Whatever is communicated to you, it's done in a very subtle way, almost in a emotional blackmail sort of way. But communication is not clear. I would say someone is lying to you, connecting with your job or why you're losing your job. Okay. I'm going to give you an example. Okay, I've read this on Reddit, so I'm going to give you this example. In the USA, there's this guy who lost his job, and he knows why he lost the job. Though the reason that it was given to him was not the reason. Okay, the reason that it was given to him was that there was restructuring around the company. Therefore, after 2 months, he was let go. But the real reason is that, and this is the USA, okay, this could never happen. I would say never, because this is absolutely not normal. At least in Portugal, this is not normal. In Europe, I don't think this is normal. But they had something which was in this company, prayer. They had like morning prayer. I'm assuming Christian morning prayer, and it was told that it was not mandatory. You didn't have to go to morning prayer, but everyone would go, and he would not go. So after 2 months, he was let go. So he absolutely knows that he was let go not because the company was restructuring itself, but because he would not go to this morning prayer. I'm thinking the same for you, because there's like a spiritual vibe here. a spiritual, religious vibe here. So you might be let go of your job because of something connected with spirituality, with religion, or even politics. And the reason you are being given is not the proper reason. They're lying to you, okay? It could be that. Now, if this doesn't happen to you, it could be happening to your co-worker, to your colleague, to one of your colleagues. He or she is let go and because they don't like him or her. It could be something like this, or it could be any other reason. Maybe this person is way too religious. Maybe this person is way too political in your work environment, and no one likes that. And there's given a reason to him or her for him or her to be let go. Okay. What else? Now this could be another reason. Maybe a coworker is let go because he or she has health issues, and maybe he or she is not fired but needs to go away for a little while in order to take care of these health issues. Now this could also be maybe he or she has addiction problems, as he or she is an alcoholic, and maybe he's let go because of that, or maybe not necessarily let go because of that, but he or she needs to go to rehab, and after your coworker takes care of himself or herself, Capricorn, then they can come back. It's not necessarily forever, okay? Others, it's something simple that you're getting your diagnosis. Maybe there's some sort of issues connected with your health, and finally you're getting your diagnosis, but there's a miscommunication about this diagnosis. I think this, whatever is given to you, needs to be readdressed, because I don't think this is correct. Or getting messages, getting the result of exams. So you went to the doctor maybe a few months ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, you went to the doctor, and finally you're getting the results of these exams, but there's some sort of miscommunication, there's some sort of error in these exams. Maybe you need to take another exam just to make sure, something like that, okay? Or this could be a change in your daily habits. Why is there a change in your daily habits? Maybe your car broke down, or your car needs to go to the mechanic, and now suddenly you don't have your car. Now you need to take public transportation. Therefore your daily habits change. Or let's say that there's some sort of, you used to take public transportation, but there's a strike, and maybe that strike might last 2 weeks or a month, and now you have to change your daily habits, because in order for you to go to your work, in order for you to leave your kids at school, you can no longer rely on public transportation. You need to make different arrangements. It could be that as well. So there's all sorts of things. The 6th house is also the house of pets. So there might be a pet that's living your life. Maybe he or she, maybe your pet got, run over by a car. I really hope that's not the case. Or maybe your pet is really ill and maybe old, and maybe you decide to put down your pet. I'm gonna give you this example, but I have no idea. Okay, I really hope that's not the case. Okay, Capricorn. Now I'm gonna go to the other part of the reading, which is the card reading, Capricorn. And again, my email is dunyazade@gmail.com. What I'm using is not tarot, it's not Lenormand, it's another divinatory system, which is the Chronicles of Destiny fortune cards. And the theme for you for November 2018, Capricorn, is represented by union. Union symbolizes marriage, commitment. So the theme for you is connected, for many of you, to your romantic relationship, to your marriage, okay, to your spouse. And then the next card you get after that, the 3 other cards speak of the story that will develop throughout November 2018. And you have the Forest Labyrinth. The Forest Labyrinth speaks of choices. You have a choice to make, concerned with your partner or with your marriage. You have a choice to make, and you don't know where this choice will lead you. There's many different choices, but you have to make a choice in November 2018, Capricorn. And there's a sense of urgency connected with this choice. The next card after this one is Downfall. So whatever choice you make, it might lead to a defeat. It's also a choice that you are resigned to do. It's a choice that you have to make, which is not very good, which is not very positive, but you are resigned to do this choice. That you understand that you have to make this choice. And again, it's connected, I would say, with your marriage or with your spouse. And finally, the last card is Treasure. Now, this card is good. It's a positive card, and it speaks of financial rewards, of, having more money. Economically, your life will improve. Why? Why will economically your life will improve? After you make this choice, which is a defeat, that you feel like a defeat, and is connected with your spouse or with your marriage, your money life will improve. Now, why will your money life will improve? Maybe you're getting a divorce, okay? Maybe you tried everything with your spouse and things are not working out. Maybe he or she is spending way too much money, and the way for you to protect your resources is to divorce, okay? Now, let's say that everything is fine with your spouse and you have a happy marriage. Maybe you have financial problems, you and your partner, and you decide to file for, how do you say, insolvency? There's a word for it. In Portuguese, you call it insolvência. It's like you have many debts, and in order to protect, let's say, your house, in order for you not to go to prison or anything like that, you file something, I don't know, you file like you go out of business, but you're not a company, you're a couple, and this is to protect your resources, okay? So it's something like that. Therefore, automatically, the money that you have will be protected. Automatically you'll be more financially secure, you and your spouse, okay? So everything is fine in your marriage. You just have debts and you have to protect yourself, okay? Another way of reading this card, let's say that your spouse has a problem. He or she has an addiction. He or she is spending way too much money on a gambling addiction, and you have to recognize that, and finally you kind of have to admit defeat and make a choice. What would be this choice? The choice would be, for instance, you make a bank account, you open a new bank account only with your name, and all the money that you earn goes directly to your bank account in your name. You cut all financial ability for your spouse, for instance, to reach the money. So automatically, you start saving money, you start having money because your spouse no longer has access to that money, can no longer spend it. It could be that. Now, yet another way to read this card, the Treasure card, or to read this spread, the Treasure also speaks of someone whom you treasure a great deal, someone who's like a treasure to you. Now, for instance, this could be your son or your daughter. Because you treasure your son or your daughter, you have to make a difficult choice. It could be divorce, it could be separation. This could be you treasuring yourself. You are treasuring yourself. And because of that, you have to make a difficult choice and you have to end a relationship. Again, this could be read in many different ways, Capricorn, okay? It's different from person to person. And that's it, Capricorn. This is the reading that I have for you for November 2018. And I really do hope that you have a great month.